Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
So moving on to the next topic, here we'll look at mineral. Mineral is another resource. So what is a mineral? Minerals are naturally occurring solid having a crystal structure or just naturally occurring structures that have definite chemical composition. Okay, they are called minerals. Now minerals are distributed all over the earth's crust and they are excavated for various of uses. So because they are available or because they are distributed on the earth's crust, they are dug, they are excavated for their use. They're used in construction, manufacture of various products as well as fuel source. Okay. Now, rocks are combinations of minerals. So, we said that minerals are distributed on the Earth's crust. Now, when we find some rocks, then these rocks are actually combination of various minerals. Some rocks consist of single mineral. Only one mineral is the rock is composed of only one single mineral. For example, limestone. But there are others which consist of many minerals in a single rock. Okay. There are over 2000 minerals that have been identified in our planet, but only few are largely found in most rocks. Or rest, they are just scattered or distributed on the Earth's crust. Now, some of them are silicates, compounds of silicon and oxygen, which are most commonly found in minerals. Okay, because silica is most abundantly found element in the Earth's crust. So silica is commonly found. That is why in most of the minerals, in most of the rocks that are found, there we find presence of silicates and compounds of silicon and oxygen. Okay. Minerals are various of appearances. They look very different. Okay. And they also occur in various forms. Okay. They range from hard to soft. So the hard is diamond. The hardest mineral is diamond and the softest is talc. Okay. And they also come in various colors, hardness, crystal forms, luster and density. So they form different kinds depending upon the texture, depending upon the density, depending upon the color, depending on the hardness, depending on the crystal forms. They're of various kinds. Okay. Now, because why they come in various appearances, why they come in various forms is because all minerals are formed from a certain combination of elements. Elements combine together to form minerals, and that depends upon the chemical and physical conditions on which the minerals are formed. So elements come together depending upon the physical and chemical condition under which they come together, and because of that, they form the minerals in various forms, in various appearances. Okay. So this diagram here tells us about different categories of minerals. So they are metallic, non-metallic, energy minerals. The metallic minerals are ferrous and non-ferrous and precious. Ferrous are those minerals which contain iron, non-ferrous those which do not contain iron, and precious are those which are gold, silver, platinum that we know about. Non-metallic are mica, salt, marble. Energy materials are coal, petroleum, natural gas, from where we derive energy to be used. Okay. Now, most of the minerals are nationalized, meaning most of the minerals that we have in our country or any country, they come under the control of the government. In India, extraction of minerals is possible only after the government gives permission. Because the minerals are nationalized, if we want to excavate the mineral, then we have to first seek the permission of the government, the Prime Minister, President, and all the concerned heads. And then only after we get the permission, we can excavate or extract the minerals. In northeast India, the minerals or mineral sources, they are owned by individuals or community. Okay, so the excavation or the mining of those minerals, they are controlled by small scale ventures. Okay, these are small initiatives which are done by the community, overseen by the community or the individual. Okay, in Cherrapunji and Jawai in the northeast India, coal mining is done through a process which is known as rat hole mining. So as the name suggests, they dig a hole where the human being or the miner has to crawl inside and then mine. Okay. Meghalaya is very rich in deposits of iron ore, limestone, dolomite and coal. So Meghalaya is very resource rich state. And in India, in general, rich and different varieties of mineral resources are found, okay, in different parts of the country. Now, there are various rules, there are various guidelines which are given by the government, and these guidelines are very strict and they have to be maintained in order for the safety in the mining and also to save the mines, to not exhaust the mines, to not damage the environment. Okay, so these guidelines, these rules and policies which are brought out by the government needs to be strictly followed. All right. Now, what are the factors that affect the economic viability of a mineral? So, there are three factors. First one is ease of extraction. How easy it is to extract the mineral depends upon the availability of that mineral. Closeness to the market. Is that mineral after getting excavated very far away from the market, or is it close to the market? Or how is the demand for that mineral? That also has to be considered before the excavation of the mineral. Concentration of the mineral in the ore is also another factor which depends upon how available that mineral is. Okay. Now, minerals all have to be mined. They have to be excavated. Okay, they have to be dug in order for them to be processed and then utilized for the development of the countries and human societies. Okay. Now, we already saw a chart or a diagram where we saw different categories in which the minerals are divided. But again, here we'll see. So, we said that there are two main types of minerals. One is metallic, another is non-metallic. Let us look at the metallic minerals. So, metallic minerals are homogeneous ore. They are formed of homogeneous ore. They originate from igneous rocks. Okay. A kind of rocks. They have their own shine. And some of the examples are iron, copper, and gold. Now, metallic minerals can be divided into two. One is called ferrous, the other is called non-ferrous. Now, ferrous minerals are those that contain iron. Now, out of the total value production of metallic minerals, ferrous minerals cover 3/4 of the total production in India. So, 3/4 of the total production of minerals consists of the ferrous minerals. India produces enough ferrous minerals for its use, for its own use, as well as enough for it to be exported to other countries. Okay. Now, what are non-ferrous minerals? Non-ferrous minerals are those minerals that contain metals other than iron. Okay. So, basically, these minerals do not contain iron. They play important role in the metallurgical, engineering and electrical industries. Okay, some of the examples are copper, bauxite, gold, zinc and lead. The reserve of non-ferrous minerals in India is not satisfactory. That means it is not available in India in plentiful, and its production therefore is also not sufficient. It's insufficient. Okay. The next type of mineral is non-metallic minerals. Now these non-metallic minerals do not contain metallic elements. They do not have shine of their own, and they are formed in igneous rocks. Some of the examples are mica, quartzite, gypsum and diamond. Okay. Now these mineral resource are also very important resource. Okay. So because of that, these also need to be conserved, just like land resource, water resource. Okay. Now, agriculture and industry depend largely upon the mineral deposits and the mineral resource. Now, conservation came to be used as a term in the late 19th century, and it referred to the management of the resource. It referred to the preservation of the resource, okay, for economic reasons. So, management of natural resource as timber, fish, topsoil, pasture land and minerals, and preservation of wildlife, forest, parkland, wilderness, etc. Okay, so conservation basically referred to management and preservation of our natural resources, and the term came to be used in the late 19th century. Now, conservation of natural resources is required. Conserving the earth itself by protecting its capacity for self-renewal. So we have to conserve the mineral in such a way that we are conserving the earth itself, because minerals are part of the earth. So we are protecting or conserving the earth so that it can also have its own process of renewal. Its capacity to renew itself does not deplete, does not reduce. Okay. The problems of non-renewal resources. We know that resources are renewal and non-renewal. Okay. Some of the resources can be reproduced, others cannot be reproduced. Now the problems of non-renewal resources such as minerals, oil and coal, that problem is very complex. Okay, it is not easy to tackle that problem. Mineral deposit is only 1% of the earth's crust. So it's only 1% of the earth's crust. So it's not much, it's very less, and it is rapidly consumed by us. We consume it rapidly, and it requires millions of years to be created and concentrated for that 1%. And because of our rapid consumption, the mineral resources are running out every day. And it is not only running out, but at the same time it's damaging the environment and damaging our planet as well. Resources come from natural processes. Okay. Now non-renewable resources cannot be replaced. They cannot be replenished. That's why they're called non-renewable resources. And hence resources are very short-lived. They are not unlimited. They're very limited. Okay. So when the resources become scarce, when there is shortage of resources because we are keeping on rapidly consuming them, then what happens? The process of mining will be very difficult and it will be very expensive because you have to keep digging deeper and deeper in order to find the resource. And for the technology used, for the human resource used, for the people hired to do that, all that will cost a lot of money. So it will be an expensive affair. Okay, this will also lead to increase in time and cost. So obviously I said it is expensive, but at the same time it will also take a lot of time. Okay. And this one, once it gets depleted, it cannot be replaced. That is why we have to have a very that is why we have to make a decision to make wise use of natural resources, and in order to do that, the only solution is conservation, okay, which means preservation and better management of the resources. So there are measures which need to be adopted for conservation of minerals. The first is use of minerals in planned and sustainable manner. Okay, we have to use the minerals in a planned manner, in a sustainable manner, that we are not harming or damaging the environment. We have to use evolved and improved technology to use low grade ore at low cost. So we have to make sure that we spend low amount of money, or reduce the amount of money spent, and we have to improve the technology so that we use low grade of ore. Okay, we have to recycle the metals, and we have to substitute the metals with scrap metals. Okay, we have to recycle. Conservation today is a global concern. Everybody knows about it, is aware about it, and working towards it. Okay, and everybody is trying to create awareness, spread awareness, and also disseminate the message of reduce, recycle, and reuse. Everybody is now facing the global warming and its impacts, the impacts of environmental damage. So the idea for us, or the message for us, is that we try to reduce our consumption, we plan our consumption, we plan our use, and whatever we use, we recycle them, and we also reuse them.